Hi everyone, Travis here, and I'd like to talk to you about following Jesus. Simply following Jesus. Yes, I wrote a book about it. And the reason why I wrote that book is because there's so many people who are lost in religion or stuck in their churches. They are following after things that are not the construct or the makeup of Jesus Christ. I'm here to speak to you in the spirit of truth. The truth of who Jesus is. The things that always make you question, well, how come when I read my Bible it says this, but we do that? How come this isn't lining up exactly? If it even concerns you is the question. A lot of people, it doesn't even concern them. They sort of brush it off. Always knowing inside somewhere that things are not quite right, but still doing it. And I'll tell you, it's a lot easier to follow religion and churches than it is to truly simply follow Jesus. When I say simply follow Jesus, I don't mean it's easy. It means you have to let go of your ego, pride, your rights to hold on to stuff, your anger, your bitterness, your fear, and you simply follow who Jesus is. Because Jesus made it very, very clear who Jesus is. Jesus is the embodiment of God here on earth, showing us the way, the truth, and the life. Religions have twisted that out. Christianity, Orthodox, Catholicism, Mormonism, Judaism, any isms, all of them. Take the truth of who Jesus is and convolute it and create something that has nothing to do with the loving message of Jesus Christ. It has glimmers of it. It has a little bit in there to make you think it. That's why people easily follow religions. That's why so many people follow religions. They follow cults. They do these things because you think you have something that feels sort of good, and it sort of makes you feel good too. You're like, I have an answer. I have the secret sauce. Christ never has religion. Christ never had a church. Christ built his people on the knowledge that Christ was who Christ said he was, the Messiah for the Jewish people, the restoration for the people back to God. So now you and I, if we choose, can humbly walk with God, knowing that God loves us. God isn't waiting for us to be perfect. God's desire is for us to see Jesus clearly and live that out. What does that mean? Love thy neighbor. Judge not lest ye be judged. Pray for those who persecute us. Helping each other. Being kind and compassion. Showing mercy and grace to our fellow human being in this walk. Guys, it is really challenging to simply follow Jesus. It really is. That's why Christ says it's a narrow road. It's a narrow path. It's a hard one to do. It means you don't get to live in your fear, pride, ego, anger, resentments. You can't live in them. Gotta let them go. Talking to a young lady the other day and had a lot of things happen to her. She's angry and bitter at this person for doing this to her. The person doesn't care. They're lying about it. Thinking, and I said, what is this doing for you? Holding on to this hatred, anger, bitterness, judgment. What is it doing good for you? And besides, if you're doing that to another, you're not showing how much God loves you. You're not living out the way Christ told you to. Show mercy, show grace, show compassion, forgiveness. Don't live in hatred, anger, fear, or worry, trusting in God, living out the attributes of Jesus. So I encourage you guys, don't follow church. Don't follow religion. Simply follow Jesus. That's what Jesus wants us to do. Wants us to keep our eyes, heart, mind, and soul focused on Christ and simply follow Jesus. Christ is the way. Christ is the truth. Christ is the life. Nothing more. Christ showed us how to live. Christ lived it out here on earth. Paid the price, so you and I are now free to do the same. So come, simply follow Jesus. If you need some help, I wrote a book. I'll put it down there in the comments. But no church, no religion. Jesus Christ. Simply be a follower of Jesus. Love your fellow human being. Seek God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and simply follow Jesus. What does Christ tell us? Seek God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself.